turning Thanksgiving leftovers, like leftover mashed potatoes, roasted carrots, into this. Welcome back to Those Vegan Chefs. I'm Stefan, and this channel is dedicated to making you a better vegan cook. Today, I have a question. What do you do with leftover mashed potatoes? Well, I'll tell you what I do. I make perfect little crispy potato croquettes topped with pickled onions and a spicy carrot ginger sauce. So I think you want to learn how to make it. So let's do it. Let's get in the video. 1 cup mashed potatoes. First ingredient we're going to add is our red miso, 1 teaspoon. We're going to mix the miso in before we add all of our starches. Next we're going to add our rice wine vinegar. In goes our garbanzo bean flour. Next we're adding our flour, all purpose. See, it's really kind of coming together. It's almost reminding me of the texture of a gnocchi. Next is our panko breadcrumb. So this is where we have to use some of our culinary instincts. If it seems really wet because maybe you started with like a really creamy, wettish mashed potato, you might need to add a little bit more flour. But essentially we just need it to start to kind of come together and bind and be able to hold its shape. We have 2 more ingredients to add. We're going to add our sesame oil. All right, you can really see it's binding. It's really thick, it sticks. Our last ingredient is chopped chives. If you don't have chives, use whatever herb you have left over from Thanksgiving. Essentially mix to combine. After it's mixed, we're going to use an ice cream scoop. We're going to place it on our sheet pan. We're going to pop that in the freezer just until they start to set up a little bit. Okay, off to the freezer for about 5 minutes, just so they firm up. Right, we're back from the freezer. They're just set up just a little bit. We actually don't want them like completely frozen, but just enough so we can handle them. We're gonna add some panko. We do 2 coatings. The first coating is just to get some panko on the potato, start to form it. We're just gonna put it right back on the sheet pan. So these guys are going in the refrigerator just to completely set. As soon as our sauce is done and finished, we'll do a final round of coating and then we'll fry them. Our potato croquettes are in the refrigerator chilling. So now it's time for us to get started on our spicy carrot creamy sauce. We need roughly a cup. It could be a cup and a half, a cup. It's no big deal. So it's looking like a cup to me. Put these back up here. And we're just gonna kind of do just a rough chop. Just so, I don't know, it just cooks evenly. You know, we're gonna puree it anyways, right? All right, we have our carrots. We have our pot over low heat, medium low heat. We're gonna add roughly 2 tablespoons olive oil. We're gonna add our chili, bird's eye chili pepper. And then we're gonna add our ginger. We're gonna lightly toast the 2 of those together, just until we start to smell the aromatics of the ginger, and the chili. We have to be careful that we don't burn either of those. You can already smell the ginger starting to pop. We're going to add our cashews, add our leftover roasted carrots. Give it a stir. Rice wine vinegar. Seasoned rice wine vinegar for the sweetness. 1 kaffir lime. Vegetable broth. Plant milk. Gently going to cook over low heat until the cashews are tender. Everything is nice and tender. The cashews are soft. The liquid's reduced a little bit, but not a ton. We're going to go ahead and remove our kaffir lime leaf. Then we're going to add right into the blender. And pureed. It's really nice and thick. It's thicker than I expected, and the color turned out absolutely beautiful. We're going to add it to a container. We're going to adjust our salt level. I don't know if you noticed, but I didn't add salt at the beginning because, you know, our carrots are nicely seasoned already. So I wanted to wait until the very end to make that adjustment. Perfect. All right, let's check it out. I like the consistency. It's going to get a little thicker as it cools. Totally perfect. Nice acid. Oh, it's got a little bit of heat. Bam! What's up? I'm going to give just a pinch of salt. I'm going to mix that in really good. All right, one last little test. There you go. It's amazing, but a pinch of salt will do. Brings everything out. Okay, we're going to set this guy aside. Put our salt aside. Now it's time to make our garbanzo bean egg wash replacer. That's right. So let's go. 2 tablespoons garbanzo bean flour. We have roughly 2 tablespoons, a little bit more of plant milk. The key to this mixture is adding just enough plant milk so that it's thick, but not so thick that it's almost like a batter. It's a really nice consistency. It's thick. There's still a few lumps in there, but whatever. It's not the end of the world. You need to work fairly fast here, and you know, we just don't want to over soak the croquette. Back panko, give it a nice roll to help shape it a little bit. Give it a roll. Back on the sheet pan. Our olive oil is heating up. I like to do one last little roll in the panko when I'm just reshaping to make sure we have just like this really nice ball. We're going to drop one into the oil. The key is to have the oil hot enough that we're frying, but not so hot that the potato actually like bursts outside of our beautiful panko coating. And this is cooking absolutely perfect. Here's the deal. I love that we repurposed two things, and we changed the flavor, the texture, everything. Mashed potatoes into crispy croquettes, roasted carrots into a spicy sauce, all creating a brand new delicious bite. So let's go. That's right, I'm cutting it. Oh my gosh. There's a good reason my psych meter's on high, because it's delicious. That's right. The thing that I love the most is how the texture of the potato changes. You know, we added the panko, we added the garbanzo bean, a little bit of flour. It's really creamy, but it has like this little bit of bite to it. It's amazing. So even if you don't have leftover potatoes, I think you should make mashed potatoes just so you can make this dish. I'm loving it, you're gonna love it, and we'll see you next week. Bye.